There's a certain exhaustion that comes from wading through the endless sea of cheap hype and poorly photoshopped rumors flooding the tech space every year. But occasionally, something cuts through the noise. According to reliable sources, Apple's highly anticipated foldable, tentatively called the iPhone Ultra, is finally stepping out of the shadows. We are roughly 4 months away from Apple's September event, and based on 10 specific, highly credible hardware leaks, this is not just another iterative update. This is a fundamental shift in how we interact with our daily carry. For those of us who remember the clunky, mechanical joy of the old Nokia communicator days, the promise of a true, pocketable supercomputer has always been the holy grail. Let's separate the real leaks from the marketing noise and look at exactly what Apple is bringing to the table and why it actually matters for the way you work. The first thing that stands out is a drastic rethinking of its physical footprint. We've been tracking a metal prototype for the better part of 2 weeks, and what becomes immediately apparent is the ultra-compact one-handed design when folded. Unlike the towering remote control shape of Samsung's Z Fold series, this chassis is significantly shorter and wider. It's a geometry that actually makes sense. Using it folded feels like a sophisticated revival of the beloved iPhone mini. Naturally, it's a bit thicker to accommodate the complex folding mechanism, but the sheer ergonomics of reaching across the entire cover screen with one thumb without doing hand yoga is an absolute breath of fresh air. But the real magic trick happens when you unfold it. Despite slipping into a jacket pocket with the ease of that old mini, opening the device reveals a massive 7.8-inch internal display. To put that into perspective, you're essentially carrying an iPad mini inside your pocket. It is honestly a remarkable feat of engineering. If you're gaming or working with side-by-side documents, the sheer canvas size is incredibly immersive. Standard 16:9 video content looks substantially larger than it ever could on an iPhone 18 Pro Max. However, I want to manage expectations here with a quick reality check. Because of the nearly square aspect ratio, watching ultra-widescreen cinematic movies will inevitably result in massive letterboxing. So while your spreadsheets and reading apps will look glorious, blockbuster films will yield roughly the same actual video size as a standard Pro Max. Of course, a massive screen isn't the only thing taking up real estate. The iPhone Ultra is slated to feature a 4-camera array with a notably substantial housing on the rear. This camera bump is thick, even more pronounced than the ultra-slim iPhone Air. What's interesting here is that this thickness is actually excellent news for us. It confirms the main and ultra-wide sensors will be identical in capability to the flagship iPhone 18 Pro Max. We even expect the new dynamic aperture feature to debut here, offering true optical depth of field control. The only caveat in classic Apple fashion is the lack of a dedicated telephoto lens. Apple loves to meticulously protect its product tiers, so it seems the periscope zoom will remain exclusive to the traditional Pro Max line. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the crease. According to supply chain whispers, the Ultra will feature the world's first truly crease-free foldable display. This is likely why Apple has waited so patiently to enter a market where Samsung is already on their 8th generation. Reliable leaks indicate Apple has developed a proprietary hinge utilizing special metal plating and liquid metal components. This allows the display to fold perfectly flat without the harsh memory crease that plagues early adopters of other brands. When you pair an uninterrupted inner display with software optimized to run 2 applications side by side without a single stutter, the productivity implications become very real. It transforms the device from an expensive novelty into a genuine workstation. Driving all of this multitasking power brings us to the silicon. The iPhone Ultra will be powered by the upcoming A20 Pro chip, marking the transition to TSMC's groundbreaking 2nm GAFET process. For the non-engineers among us, this gate-all-around tech finally solves the power leakage issues of older FinFET architecture as we push down to atomic scales. This translates directly to a monumental leap in performance per watt efficiency. Strong indications suggest Apple is integrating 2 mid-performance cores derived from their M5 laptop chips, making the A20 Pro an 8-core powerhouse. Add in the massive physical footprint of the unfolded device acting as an incredibly effective thermal spreader, and you have a machine that sustains peak graphics and AI processing without the thermal throttling that chokes smaller devices. But all that power is entirely useless if the phone dies by lunch. Despite being the thinnest iPhone ever produced, measuring an astonishing 5.28mm unfolded, practically defying physics compared to the 5.6mm iPhone Air, the Ultra is rumored to pack the largest battery in iPhone history. We are looking at a capacity between 5,400 and 5,800 mAh. The secret sauce here is Apple's shift to high-density battery cell technology. By chemically packing more energy into a smaller physical volume, they can shrink the battery's footprint while actually increasing its capacity. It's a brilliant, brute force solution to the battery anxiety that usually comes with these massive displays. Moving to the exterior interface, we're seeing the introduction of a dedicated AI button. According to reliable insiders, this is an evolution of the camera control. Since the action button is reportedly being retired, this solid-state control is being redesigned to handle everything. Pressing and holding it within the camera interface triggers an entirely new suite of Siri-driven visual AI features, while standard clicks handle traditional operations. Interestingly, the swipe gestures from previous iterations are being quietly removed in favor of a tactile approach that feels vastly less finicky in day-to-day use. This obsession with thinness does demand a sacrifice: the return of Touch ID. Because a 5.28mm chassis simply cannot house the complex infrared dot projector required for Face ID, Apple is reverting to a fingerprint scanner integrated cleanly into the power button. Those of you who use modern iPads will feel right at home. There is a deeply nostalgic tactile satisfaction to resting your thumb on a button to unlock your device. I will certainly miss the passive, invisible security of Face ID, but it's an understandable engineering trade-off for a device this slim. Focusing on media consumption, Apple is completely rethinking speaker placement. When the iPhone Ultra is unfolded, the top speaker sits on the far left, while the bottom speaker sits on the far right. This diagonal placement creates incredible physical separation for the audio channels. Apple is leveraging this layout, combined with advanced spatial audio tuning, to create a much wider, more cinematic surround sound stage. Because the top speaker is located opposite the massive camera module, there is more internal volume available for a larger speaker enclosure. The result should be exceptionally rich audio. Finally, rounding out the hardware is connectivity. The iPhone Ultra will feature Apple's custom C2 modem, signaling the long-awaited end of their reliance on Qualcomm. Because Apple is building this modem on a highly advanced manufacturing process, it promises incredible 5G performance, including full millimeter wave support, with a mere fraction of the thermal overhead. If you've ever had your phone overheat and dim the screen while using 5G navigation on a hot summer dashboard, you understand exactly why this matters. The C2 modem runs cool and fast, ensuring your connection is as incredibly stable as the rest of the hardware. Taking a step back, what we are looking at isn't just an experimental foray into folding screens. The iPhone Ultra looks to be a refined, hyper-premium device leveraging cutting-edge battery density, groundbreaking thermal management, and a zero-crease hinge to deliver a true no-compromise experience. It's the kind of purposeful innovation that makes the exorbitant price tag these flagship devices carry actually seem justified. It's a lot to process, but the days of incremental updates finally seem to be taking a pause. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these 10 architectural changes actually moves the needle for you? Let me know down in the comments. Hit the like button if you found this breakdown useful, and make sure to subscribe for more grounded, hype-free tech analysis. We'll see you in the next one.